If you've been part of the YouTube hellscape over the last decade, you might remember some iconic content creators such as PewDiePie, Jackseptictank, and Multiplier, all of whom used to play classic scary games such as Amnesia, Five Nights at Freddy's Nuts, Baldi and the Playtime Machine, and my personal favourite, Garten of Banban. But alas, none of those masterful works of fiction are gonna be the subject of today's video. You see, buried in the endless void of shitty Unity asset flip lobotomy simulators lies a horror game that perfectly blends horror, suspense, atmosphere, fear, arousal, adrenaline, and outright anarchy like SCP Containment Breach. And no, I will not be talking about the deranged experience of Secret Lab, maybe in a future video. Anyways, what started off as a simple buggy little indie game about an orange man running away from a teleporting statue would eventually transform into one of the most well-crafted horror experiences out there. As the years went by, this game got updated more and more, adding 10 times more content than Mojang or Blizzard added to their games in the last 5 years. These updates often brought about new friendly faces to make your life even harder, including but not limited to this old man who looks like he just climbed out of a bog, the 4 pixels guy, these playful little bastards, Spy vs Spy, whatever the hell this thing is, these glow-in-the-dark ass creatures, Mr. Bean's Teddy, and many, many more. But what exactly are these so-called friendly faces, you might be asking? Well, it's in the title of the game, silly. These creatures are known as SCPs, which stands for Silly Comforting Pals. SCPs are entities of varying quality and danger levels that range from safe to Euclid to Keter, all of whom have been locked away by the Secure Contain Protect Foundation to prevent them from raining havoc on the world. Some of them are completely harmless, like a tub of butter, but then you have a giant eldritch god who lies dormant underground in a barren dimension, contained within a closet, and will destroy everything in existence once the feeble chains holding him down have all collapsed. Anyways, you might be thinking, is this not a little unfair? This place was basically a zoo for slightly more evil creatures. Surely they have every right to live among us. Well, you might be right, but before you grab your pitchforks and open Twitter to write a strongly worded verbal attack upon me, just take a look at this picture. When it comes to the story and narrative, there isn't a whole lot present in this game. It begins quite elegantly with you waking up from a wonderful dream that reminded you that you used to have a beautiful wife and 2 kids, until one day you decided to jaywalk in front of an angry officer who just dropped his donut. And before you know it, you're being escorted by some friendly and very patient dickheads to a chamber with your fellow ex-convicts. Except this guy murdered a family of 5 with a Stanley knife, and the other guy committed tax fraud. However, this antisocial gathering of mediocre proportions gets cut short as the bowling pin ass statue gets angry because you forgot to clean his shit up off the ground and starts killing everybody in the room before escaping, leaving you in the literal and figurative dark wondering what the f just happened. But that's just it. Why did you survive? Maybe it's because Pinhead here overheard you complimenting his fat ass the other day and decided to spare you, until 2 minutes later when you decide to enter a room without paying attention. Anyways, with the facility now on lockdown, you scurry around and try and find a means of escape as the blood-curdling screams of your co-workers echo through the halls. So you best get moving before you meet a similar fate. This facility is filled with so many different rooms of all shapes and sizes that it makes Area 51 look like a caravan. So it is your job to find your way to either Gate A or Gate B and get one of the many exciting and action-packed endings to the game. But what will you need in order to embark on this whimsical journey of self-discovery? That's a good question. Firstly, you will probably need a keycard. Then, you will need to track down this machine. But as tempting as it might be, you cannot enter this machine or else you'll die instantly, like a f***ing idiot. Instead, you must use this machine to upgrade your keycard, gas mask, and various other devices so that you can enter the deeper and darker depths of this horrible home for imaginary friends. Naturally, you will stumble across many different entities as you explore every crevice of this hellhole. Some of them will rip you to shreds the second they catch a glimpse of you. but some can potentially help you out, but more than likely they'll just seem helpful and then kill you in a way more horrifying than you could possibly imagine. There will be some optional rooms to visit during the remainder of your stay if you get curious and brave enough, many of which will require you to activate certain switches to turn on or off some detrimental pieces of technology, like these nuclear warheads. This will dictate which of those sweet endings you get. To ensure that you do not face an excruciating death, make sure to avoid certain rooms and environmental hazards, such as the coffin, the hole, the electric gate, the old man's pocket dimension, the scary cult dimension, the shadow people, and the music box. Dangerous pets you can take include the Jumpscare lizard, the talking lizards, the big lizard, the forest with the adorable kitten, the mask, the bell, the plague doctor's sex dungeon, the World War II simulator, the funny meme room, and the computer. Except this guy is actually very important and will be crucial if you want to escape. Once you've sorted out all your little side quests and negotiated a deal with the gaming PC, you'll eventually find yourself in the back rooms, except now they have office equipment in them. Here you can learn about some of the higher ups and what they enjoy doing in the comfort and safety of their insulated offices, while you're busy being a guinea pig to all the monsters locked up in the dangerous parts of the facility. Also in this area, you may stumble across the cafeteria. All this running around and narrowly escaping death has made me quite peckish. You think to yourself as you rub your belly, so you sit down and enjoy a delicious meal prepared for you by the 5 Michelin star chef. Shut the fuck up! Or else you can just whip out Uber Eats and order from the Burger King 5 minutes down the road, you slob. But what if you get thirsty? Your kind and considerate employers have provided all the workers with this state-of-the-art vending machine that can produce literally any drink you can think of. The only catch being that it's also an SCP and it will kill you if you get too curious. Want some water? Done. Coffee? Sure thing. However, if you're sick of the usual double cream iced caramel macchiato from Starbucks, you can feel free to order something different like a Coke, milk, root beer, G Fuel, squishy, cum, blood, cement, battery acid, liquid nitrogen, and my personal favourite, God. Once you're finally done exploring the facility and decide it's time to get your ass out of here and get back home to the warm embrace of your loving family, you can make your way to Gate A or Gate B, depending on what buttons and switches you decide to depress. But despite your valiant efforts, chances are you won't actually be able to escape. You may get kidnapped, shot, or blown up by the nuclear warhead as the giant indestructible lizard breaks free and dooms the entire planet. How fun! But you wanna know the best part of all of this? This game, all the SCP stuff, it's real. It's all real. The SCPs, the Foundation, the secrets that this world's government have covered up. The world truly isn't as safe as you thought it was. The second there is a containment breach for real, we're dead. You, me, your beautiful wife and 2 kids, the bus driver who won't let you get on because he's a miserable prick, the guy who asks you for a lighter the second you get off the bus, everyone's I will make it my mission to spread the word of these horrors and wake everybody up from the lies we've been told for so long. The truth must come out, and it must come out now. Oh shit. Oh shit.